You know what they say, every soul is whole, only mind is wounded. And because of that wounded mind, we tend to attach ourselves to the wanting outcome so we would not lose what we are afraid to let go of. And then when we try to change our lives into a more intended way, we attach ourselves into this ideal outcome and we get afraid that it will not happen. And this attachment then makes us feel scared of what if it will not work out? What if I will not make it? What if I will lose what is maybe giving me a sense of security, a sense of connection? Whatever is maybe taking me away from my own insecurities. And this fear then starts controlling us. And it becomes a great disease, right? So I want to share something powerful with you that says, less you care about, faster it happens. You see, yesterday I got this spontaneous thought of my ex-coworker, somewhere I've been working, I think around 8 years ago or maybe 7 years ago. And just spontaneously I started thinking about that specific person, and today me and Maya were out on a walk and that person passed by and we started talking, and I was like, oh look, when we really don't care about something much, we have this spontaneous thought about it or desire for something, but then we just let it go, we live our lives, we play with whatever we play, we do whatever we do, and then things just unfold. But more we put all this effort and energy and importance to something, it just feels like we push it away, right? It kind of start avoiding us, right? So what I've recognized in my life is that less I care about something, faster it happens. It's just that there's always something important we want to achieve and we want to create. But usually these important things are not supposed to happen easily, because it's the process that is making us skillful, valuable, and kinda, important maybe in certain places. So we can provide what is needed, right? It's the process that makes us valuable. It's not a fast thing or, a shortcut for something. So when people get into this field of manifestation, they often get into this field when they are the most, let's say, struggling with something. And that's why people often want fast results. But we never get fast results if we place too much of importance into results, right? We put them onto the pedestal, and then every time we want them, they kind of swing away. And then we focus actually on the path. Like when I've started this journey, when I've started painting, and my goal was to actually create a lifestyle where I will feel free, so I can freely create whatever I want with, with my life. It's not really that I just do whatever I want, but I'm much more free than I was when I had my last job. When I got myself onto that path and I had these goals, I actually wanted these goals to happen very, very fast, but I've recognized, well, I will not learn the skill of painting in one day. I will not become a good, speaker in one day. Things will not just grow in one day. It's the process that actually improves the work, right? So I've actually focused on the process, and every single day I've invested myself into the process, and then while doing the things, eventually these goals slowly started manifesting. Many of them happened very spontaneously, completely differently than I ever thought they will. right? The point is that you recognize your soul is already whole, and you need to discover this wholeness within you and learn to express it, learn to bring it out into the world, learn to create a life where expression of you becomes kind of like a mission. I know people who are so master communicators, and those people are actually in the fields where they need this skill of communication, and they're thriving there, and they are making great amount of money because of thriving at a field where they are, where they can truly express this skill that was not forcefully built. They were passionate about it. I love expressing myself through art. I was never passionate about art, but I was passionate about the ability to express your outlook on life in a very unique way. That's what I'm passionate the most. So that's why I'm not just doing painting. I'm doing videos and all kinds of different things. We need to discover how our wholeness feels like. Something I've discovered in my life, and I'm giving you these examples just to give you a taste of how it may feel for you as well, so you can easily access into these parts of you that may navigate you into the right direction, because the answers are within you. When I've connected with my wholeness, and it's not something mystical or spiritual or whatever, sometimes people put these things into boxes. The thing is that if you close your eyes and for a moment you put whatever problems or challenges aside, and people that hurt you and all of that, you put it aside, you notice what's left is breathing, right? What's left is breathing. You breathe in and you breathe out. And it's all there is, right? You keep breathing and you recognize your body starts calming down because you're not paying attention to the weights you've been carrying around anymore. And suddenly you recognize there are layers to yourself. On the surface layers, there's identity. There's who you think you are and how you usually feel. It's your familiar thinking. It's where you spend most of your day in, right? And how you think is how you feel. And how you feel is how you behave. And how you behave is what you receive. So it's a familiar cycle where we spend most of our days in. But then we go a bit deeper beneath this, cycle of thinking and feeling, and we recognize there's a desire for playfulness, there's a desire for expression, there's a desire for adventure, there's a desire for having this reverence for life and awe for whatever experiences, right? And that's where we get a taste of wholeness. We recognize, oh, this is within me. And actually, if I would pay more attention to it, it would speak to me louder. Because why it would speak to you if you don't listen to it, right? That's why some people are so intuitive and others are not, because those who are intuitive have actually decided at some point of their lives to listen to their intuition. And those who responded to it, their intuition started guiding them to places, things, activities, hobbies, people, everything, opportunities that open new doors for them. And their lives started changing, right? Because they've connected with the wholeness. And when you connect with your wholeness, you recognize it's not me that's wounded. It's my thinking mind. It's the way I judge the world. It's what kind of meaning I attach to things in my life. It's more of how I'm defining things than how things actually are. We don't even know how things are. We experience less than 1% of visible light. And then the meaning we attach to things is the truth we experience. So most of the time, the truth is what we believe to be true, right? And if we want to go a bit deeper into it, we need to become objective about our own experience. And recognize, okay, I don't need to attach myself to things. I don't need to live in these stories anymore. I need to recognize, okay, look, if I want to experience this kind of life, I need to stop listening to these people who are saying, like, do this and it will happen in 3 minutes and things like that. It will not happen in 3 minutes. It actually doesn't matter when it happens. What matters is that you choose to change a course of, you choose to change a direction of your life if the path you're walking on is not fulfilling you. When you change that course, when you start moving towards what brings a bit more satisfaction, meaning, happiness, drive, passion, then life will naturally start manifesting in more of these things. More happiness, more kindness will come to you, more blessings, more interesting synchronicities will find you. The thing is, we ignore it, right? So don't place so much of focus onto outcomes. Sure, ask yourself, what kind of life would you love to live? But then recognize that there is a part of you, and I'm constantly reminding you, there is a part of you that's already saying to you what to do to get there. I hear it every single day, not because I'm more intuitive than you, but because I choose to listen to it. And sometimes I get annoyed because I sense I should do something I'm afraid of doing. Sometimes it gets annoying, my friends, because you need to face with your own demons to recognize, okay, should I really do this? Like, I remember when I started writing, I'm writing a book for a long time now, and when I started writing, I was like fighting with myself, like, is this really okay? Will people really accept this? And things like that, your old stories come and kind of, play with you. This is the wounded mind. It's the kind of the painful body of yours that was kind of taking over most of your life. Now, if you go a bit deeper, you recognize there's wholeness that is accepting everything. And you need to find a place in wholeness from which you can actually observe all these things that cause pain in your life and just see them from a bit higher perspective. So maybe, I don't know, sometimes I go off the topic. The topic was, less you care about, faster it happens. The point is that most of the time we want fast results because we are wounded, or because we don't want to move through certain type of challenges that will actually make us more skillful, more masterful, and more valuable. So, what's the point of all of that? Well, the point is that if we don't build a skill like how to treat money, money will never help you to create a wonderful life. You can buy many things, but then you may get shocked by taxes, right? Right people in your life will never change much if you don't know how to create deep relationships with them. And also all great material things will not make you much happier if you don't know how to enjoy life in simplicity. It doesn't say you don't need these things. I think some of them, you need some of them, maybe all of them, doesn't matter. The point is that you accept where you are right now and know that if you will follow your inner impulse, everything you want will eventually happen. It will not happen by constantly consuming, the content that is pushing to you these things, or saying to you, do this and it will happen in 3 minutes or whatever. But notice the impulse, the inner impulse, not the one that is making you impulsive, but the one that comes from wholeness. It usually comes as an inspiration. And follow it. You kind of need to develop a very deep relationship with yourself in order to achieve it, right? But deeper the relationship with you, less you're dependent on opinions of others. You see, right now there's a lot of talk about narcissism on the internet, right? But what is narcissism? As we've been growing up, if our parents or caregivers haven't told us who we really are, we never have developed the real self-image where we could go to feel safe, to feel okay with ourselves when it feels like our world is falling apart. So if we haven't developed this healthy self-image of ourselves, what started happening, we've started attaching ourselves to certain things and ideas, and we've started to believe that we are only safe if we have this. I am only fine if I have this car, or this amount of money, or this kind of a partner, this kind of looking partner, and then I will be loved and accepted. But then somebody takes it away from you, and suddenly you see everyone as danger, like they're taking it from me, they're judging me, they're competing with me, and I need to compete with them, I need to judge them back. It's a disease of narcissism, because suddenly we start to look at people as things, and we start to look at things as something to love. Like the Dalai Lama said, we're living in a world where people are being used and things are being loved, while things should be used and people should be loved, right? So if you want to change this, we are all kind of narcissistic in many ways. It just depends to what kind of degree. The cure for that is that you start developing a healthier self-image, that you find a space within you where you feel safe, where you feel fine, where even if everything falls apart, you still can feel safe inside of you. And this is the place of wholeness. You can only discover if you go deep into yourself and notice that in that place, you're okay. And this place speaks to you. It is guiding you. It is telling to you what you're here to do. It's nothing mystical, nothing spiritual. It's just a sense of inspiration. That's what it is. And when you follow the inspiration, all your dreams will manifest. That's exactly how it is. And on that path, many synchronicities will be happening. Carl Jung said, the amount of synchronicities determines the level of your consciousness. Higher you go on this consciousness spectrum, more synchronicities will be happening in your life. It's not that more synchronicities are happening, you start noticing more science, more meaningful coincidences that are just showing you finger points. Do this, talk to that person, call this person, write this email, and so on. And I think that's the way how we stop caring so much of what people say or what we should do or when it will happen. And we just, keep living the life that feels meaningful to us. And on that path of life, we develop incredible relationships. We may make incredible amounts of money if that's something you need and you feel like you want to have. And we develop incredible spiritual senses that are helping us to discern the truth from false. And we become quite creative. when it comes to ability to resolve challenges. So, my friend, it doesn't matter when it happens. What matters is that you don't fall back into your old habits just because it feels like it's not happening. Keep working on yourself. Keep walking the path and keep believing that the best will find you. And maybe what feels like the worst is actually the best. So don't lose faith in magic. Don't lose faith in magic, my friend. I will leave you here. I hope you found a great value in today's message. I'm sending you all lots of love, blessings, and power. Yeah, it was a beautiful thing today, right? Have a beautiful day, and I want to say thanks to everyone for choosing to support my art. We are in our studio, surrounded with art, some books, some great knowledge. So thank you so much for choosing to support my art. You can find all of my art, all of my paintings in our store, AttractPassion.com, or Etsy store, AttractPassion. And also thanks to everyone for joining our Patreon community for more exclusive content, community chat, and some challenges we are usually doing every single month. Guided meditation, today I've just posted a new one, so go and check it out. And till next time, one love.